King Charles III is known for his idiosyncrasies, but when Queen Consort Camilla opened up about her husband's quirky behavior ahead of his 70th birthday a few years back, she revealed some of his more unusual and lesser-known talents. Speaking in an interview with the Telegraph magazine, the then-Duchess of Cornwall disclosed what the monarch is really like with his grandchildren. Speaking in 2018, she said, "He's got a very good sense of humor. He's very funny. He's also a very good mimic. He rather likes acting. He rather enjoys speeches, unlike some of us. He can mimic most people. He's very good at any accent." The Queen Consort also praised her husband as a grandfather, confessing the grandchildren adore him, and enjoy the monarch's natural ability to make them laugh, which often involves him crawling around on the floor with them and showing them things around the garden. Charles has 5 grandchildren: Prince William and Kate, Princess of Wales's 3 children, 9-year-old Prince George, 7-year-old Princess Charlotte and 4-year-old Prince Louis, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 2 children, 3-year-old Archie Harrison and 1-year-old Lilibet Diana. The king has previously opened up about his experience as a grandfather, telling the Telegraph in 2013, "It's a different part of your life. The great thing is to encourage grandchildren. Show them things to take their interest. My grandmother did that, she was wonderful. It is very important to create a bond when they are very young." Read more. Kate and William will break cycle of heir and spare dynamic with Cambridge children. King Charles shares close bonds with all 5 of his grandchildren. Image, Getty Images. Camilla revealed some of her husband's more unusual talents in an interview in 2018. Image, Getty Images. Piers Morgan demands King Charles strip. Selfish, greedy, Prince Harry of titles over book. Piers Morgan has lambasted Prince Harry following the announcement that his new memoir, Spare, will be released early next year. The talk TV presenter demanded Prince Harry loses his royal title due to the publication. Is Piers right? Read more here. When Louis, his 3rd royal grandchild, was born in 2018, Charles said, "It is a great joy to have another grandchild. The only trouble is I don't know how I am going to keep up with them." In a BBC documentary to mark his 70th birthday, the then Prince of Wales was seen playing with Louis. Camilla said, "He will get down on his knees and crawl about with them for hours, you know, making funny noises and laughing." She went on to mention another moment between Charles and Louis, saying, "We had a picture the other day with Louis pulling on his hair, and he's not one of those people who says, 'Take your hand away.' He loves it." Camilla continued, "He's exceptionally good with very small children and babies. He loves to really make them laugh. Getting them out in the garden and showing them things." Charles and Louis' adorable relationship was on show during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Image, Getty Images. Trending, Grandpa Wales, as the Wales children call him, reportedly shares a close bond with each of his grandchildren. While Charles has shared his love of nature with all of his grandchildren, he did something particularly special to celebrate becoming a grandfather for the first time when George was born in 2013. The king had a magnificent tree house restored at Highgrove, his private residence in Gloucestershire, so his grandson could play in it in the future. The treehouse was originally built in 1989 for William's 7th birthday. It was named Holyrood House after Queen Elizabeth II's official residence in Scotland and because it was built in a holly bush. Highgrove is known for its spectacular gardens, largely cultivated by the king whose passion for gardening is well documented, and the playhouse presides over an area known as the Stumpery, given its name due to the old tree stumps and logs that lay nearby. Don't miss, Harry snubbed William's offer of crisis talks over leaked fears. King Charles to host South Africa's Ramaphosa in first state visit. Thousands of messages sent to King Charles III after Queen's death. Charles is understood to spend a lot of time with the Wales children. Image, Getty Images. Charles also paid tribute to his first grandchild at Birkhall, his Scottish estate, by planting an arboretum. Speaking to the BBC documentary, he said, "It was planted about the same time as Prince George, my grandson, was born. It's really George Wood. It's going to be quite amazing for him, as they grow up, and he grows up." Since then, George has been known to help his grandfather in the garden and has taken an interest in nature and the environment, following in the footsteps of Charles and William. But Charlotte seems to hold a special place in his heart. When his first granddaughter was born in 2015, Charles gushed, "First was hoping for a granddaughter, someone to look after me when I am very old." While Charles has spent less time with Archie and Lilibet, who live across the pond in California, it is understood that the king maintains a relationship with his younger son's children. The Sussexes stepped down from their roles within the royal family and relocated to the U.S. in March 2020. Archie was just 10 months old at the time and Lilibet was not born until over a year later. Archie was just 10 months old when the Sussexes stepped down. Image, Getty Images. Lilibet met her grandfather for the first time in June. Image, Misson Harriman, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Until June, the Sussex children had not returned to or visited the UK. It has been reported that the king kept in contact with Archie and Lilibet via video calls. When the Sussexes returned for the Platinum Jubilee, Charles reportedly had a very emotional meeting with his grandchildren. And despite not being in the UK, the two little ones are very much included in the King's family unit, according to royal expert Marlene Koenig, who claims Charles has made that clear. Ms. Koenig, who has spent over 40 years researching the royal family, told Express. Co.uk, "They are very much part of Charles' family. He made that very clear, and despite the distance, I think he wants to see his grandchildren." Ms. Koenig continued, "They are very much his family, which is very different from having a role within the royal family." Quote,